So I've been over here waiting for about 4 hours here in the hotel lobby. Heartland Express is figuring out if they're going to put me on another truck, put me in a truck, or have me stay here for another night. I've been here going on my third night. We all know that breakdowns happen. When I mentioned this situation, one of the responses that I got was, well, we don't just have trucks laying around. The problem with that comment is that at their yard here in Atlanta, they have about 30 trucks that are lined up against a fence that are out of service. They don't know what truck is in what condition, or they do and they forget. So pretty much I've already been offered 3 trucks. They were all messed up, all broken. You got to make sure, obviously, that you protect yourself. You don't want to be in any kind of faulty equipment, because obviously you got to protect your license. I think as a professional driver, we know that our license is worth more than anything that a company could offer us. And a lot of times they don't care because they just need to get their seats filled. My experience with Heartland has been horrific. The communication has been terrible. Their organization has been terrible. Their pay, if you're not doing full over the road, is terrible. They promise you about $1,000, $1,060 protection pay. They try to hook you to that, but there's a lot of fine writing when it comes to the requirements of you being able to attain that money. So for you truck drivers that are out there trying to do your homework on a company, trying to get into something because you want to be home, because you want to get paid decent, let me tell you that if you are doing southeastern region, you will be making more money doing Uber out of your vehicle than what you can make over here. Now, this has been horrible. I take my job very serious. I'm very tuned in with safety, and I have no violations or anything going on when it comes to my license, fully endorsed, TWIC card. And for me to just be sitting here, yesterday I waited here in the same lobby for 3 hours. They routed me back to the yard, which is out here in Atlanta. And when I got there, they didn't know what was going on with my truck, and they just routed me back over here. So they themselves are wasting money not knowing what they're doing. The guys at the shop are overwhelmed with work. And so it's not their job. It shouldn't be their job to keep track of what trucks are available for drivers and which ones are not. They should have somebody else do that. But in this case, a lot of the shop guys that were cool with me, I've spoken to a couple of them, and it's just not worth the money. The stress, it's not worth the money. Nothing of what they offer is worth the money. For the drivers that are out there and this is working for them, good shit. But for us, I've only been with this company not even a month. I left once because I didn't qualify for the protection pay because they said that I was off the truck for 56 hours, which is a lie. Because I made sure I was back on the truck within 48 hours. I guess technically, if you're not rolling or you don't start whatever load assignment they give you, it's technically considered you not being on the truck. So that's something that you got to be aware of as well. My communication with my dispatch has been terrible. When you call them and you ask them for something, they act like you're bothering them. This is crazy. And, it just sucks because my job should be just to drive, deliver the loads, deal with planning my routes out, dealing with inclement weather, dealing with protecting my load, dealing with traffic, dealing with staying focused on my road signs and accidents and anything else that involves the road. But I'm over here playing they want me to go up to Juliet to go pick up a truck. They want me to go here. They want me to go there. But that's not what I'm here for. And the fact that they don't know what's going on with those trucks make me even uncomfortable to go get any of their trucks anywhere. So a lot of these trucks are dirty. They have a lot of drivers have crashed them and then left. So, it's just numerous things. And I'm gonna keep doing reviews on companies because I've had so much experience in such a short period of time. And it's really not about the money to me. It is, that's the main part, but it's also about the equipment, your home time, how you're being treated. And, to these people, you're just a number. It doesn't matter if you decide to leave. They have hundreds of other people that are doing orientation every Monday, putting them on trucks that look clean, that look like they work. And right now, I know they're probably blaming me because I had to get off a truck. But honestly, a company this big, I think, they own CFI, they own Smith, they own so many different companies. There's no excuse for this, and stay away from this company. I know if you're considering it and you feel like their hiring process is quick or they're promising you something, my best bet is to stay away from this company. It's sick now, And other than that, whoever's in charge of operations over there, Dan, he's been cool. I can't really say that, I think that he also is overloaded with work. There's no way for me to get in contact with the director of operations. I've tried to look for information, and it just sucks. So, when it comes to this company in particular, I know a lot of companies frown upon these kind of review videos, but it's important because drivers are coming in here and companies just want to fill in their seats, but they're not being completely transparent about, your pay, about how they deal with certain situations, and we don't deserve that. You know, the driver is the one that makes these companies these millions and millions and millions of dollars, and we're getting paid pennies to what they're making off every load, and they're going to blame it on the maintenances of the trucks. They're going to blame it on the trucks. They're going to blame it on all these things, but obviously when it comes to business, you invested in those tools for your business so your business could succeed. That's not my business. My business is to drive. My business is to follow the federal regulated laws, the regulations of the road. It's not here to be stressed out, worried about if I'm going to get in a truck, worried about if my paycheck is going to be complete or not, worried about if I'm gonna have enough miles to be able to make more than that $1,000 that they offer, which more than likely you probably never will. That's the truth. So, when it comes to this company, be aware. You could continue doing your homework. You could take me as one of those negative drivers that are just always complaining about companies. It really doesn't matter to me. I know what my value is as a driver. I know what I'm looking for out here. And if a lot of these companies, they just, you're just a number. They don't care. So, peace out. Drew and the trucker over here. I'm going to keep you guys posted on what's going on. As far as I know, they're trying to see if they're going to get me another night here, which will be the third night. And I'm just over it.